So, in this first passage, we have got two types of questions. And the very first one is uh, matching paragraphs. And this matching paragraphs question is never in order. And 1 to 6, these questions are in random order. We need to match the information according to the paragraph. And another type of question is summary completion, and here there are two different segments, the first one and second one. We shall see whether these all questions are taken from a single paragraph or multiple paragraphs. So let's begin. Now we have very easy way to crack reading as usual. uh, so let's begin. Reading passage 1, you should spend about 20 minutes on questions 1 to 13, which are based on reading passage 1 below. Could urban engineers learn from dance? Okay, is the question. Now let's read paragraph A. The way we travel around cities has a major impact on whether they are sustainable. Major impact on whether they are sustainable. Transportation is estimated to account for 30% of energy consumption in most of the world, most developed nations. So lowering the need for energy using vehicles is essential for decreasing the environmental impact of mobility. But is the controlling idea. But as more and more people move to cities, more and more people move to cities. Do you see in the screen clearly now?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
More and more people move to cities, it is important to think about other kinds of sustainable travel too. The way we travel affect our physical and mental health. This is the central theme. Have a look here, this line, okay? The way we travel affect our physical and mental health, our social life, our access to work and culture, and the air we breathe. Engineers are tasked with challenging how we travel around cities through urban designs, but the engineering industry still works on the assumption that led to the creation of the energy consumption transport systems we have now. The emphasis placed solely on efficiency, speed, and quantitative data. We need radical changes to think it healthier, more enjoyable, and less environmentally damaging to travel around cities. Okay, so in the first paragraph, we have got the central theme that the impact of transportation on our health. This is the central theme of this paragraph. Let's go into the questions and compare one by one. Okay. A reference to an appealing way of using dance that the writer is not proposing. There is nothing about this writer's proposing. An example of contrast between past and present approaches to building. There is no contradiction. Mention of an objective of both dance and engineering. Nothing about the objective. Reference to an unforeseen problem arising from ignoring the climate. Nothing about future prediction or like that. Why some measures intended to help people are being reversed. Nothing about measures. Reference how transport has an impact on our lives. So, isn't it the exact meaning? The same one, question number 6. All right. So, answer for question number uh, 6 is A. Answer is A. Okay. So we got this answer. We got answer A. Okay. Uh, let's go to the another type. We have not got this guardrails. Okay. Guardrails. So from the first paragraph, only one question is taken. Let's go to the second paragraph and read. Dance might hold some of the answers. Okay, dance might hold some of the answers. That is not to suggest anyone should dance their way to work. However, healthy and happy might make us, but rather than the techniques used by choreographers to experiment with and design movement in dance could provide engineers with tools to stimulate new ideas in city making. Richard Sennett, an influential urbanist and sociologist who has a transformed idea about the way cities are made, argues that urban design has suffered from a separation between mind and body since the introduction of the architectural blueprint. So, look here, what does the writer say? That it is not to suggest anyone, the writer is, this is not to suggest and everyone should dance their way to work. The writer is not proposing. Okay, the information is very clear. The writing is not proposing this system or this style. Let's go to the question. The very first question reference of an appealing way of using dance that the writer is not proposing. See, the writer is not proposing this in paragraph number B. What does the paragraph number B, first and second sentence say? Dance might hold some of the answers. That is not to suggest everyone should dance their way to work. However healthy and happy it might take us, but rather that the techniques used by choreographers or experiments with the design movement in dance could provide engineers with the tools. And so the writer, the writer is not proposing. And now we need to decide the answer. Uh, the answer is the answer in the second the answer in the second one is uh, B. So the answer for this question number one is question number one equals B. Okay, question number one equals B. Let's go to the another paragraph and see another one. Let's see. Here we haven't got the question area guardrails. Go back and read paragraph number C. Shall we begin? Whereas medieval means the very past one. Okay, medieval, the past one. They begin in the medieval phase. Medieval builders improvised and adapted construction through their uh, intimate knowledge of materials and personal experience of the conditions on a site. Building designs are now convinced, they are now convinced and stood in media technologies that detach the designers for the physical and social realities they are creating. While the design practice created by these new technologies are essential for managing the technical complexity of the modern city, they have the drawback of simplifying reality in the process. So, the central theme of this paragraph is the contradiction between the medieval styles of building and the modern one. Okay, see, the medieval buildings improvised and adapted construction through their yeah, intimate knowledge of materials and personal experience of the condition on a site, building designs, and are now convinced. So, go to the questions and uh, uh, See the answers. Okay. An example of contrast between past and present approach. Yes, the ways how it used to be in the past and the way how it is being. So paragraph number C contains the information of question number 2. The example here is an example of the contradiction between past and present approach. So the answer is uh, the answer for this question is question number 2 equals C. Okay. Do you see the screen? And at the meantime, we need to see these guardrails. We have not got this question. And let's read paragraph number D and go on. So, to illustrate, Sani discusses the Peace Tree Center in Atlanta, USA, the development typical of the modernist approach to urban planning prevalent in the 1970s. It created a grid of streets and towers intended as a new pedestrian-friendly downtown to Ellen Tata. According to Sanity, this failed because of its designers had invested too much faith on computer-aided design to tell them how it would cooperate. They failed to take into account that purpose-built street cafes could not operate the hot sun without the protective awning commons in other buildings and would need energy consuming air condition instead. It talks about the let's say weather or the climate without protecting awning common in other two buildings and would need energy consuming air conditioning instead, or that is giant car park would feel to over unwelcoming that would put people off getting out of their cars. What seems entirely predictable and controllable on screen has unexpected result when translated into reality. So what is the central theme of this paragraph? Central theme, the climate that affects or something. Let's move into the questions and then we shall see. We have got 1, 2, and 6 questions. Let's see. Mention of an objective of both dance and engineering. There is no question. Reference to an unforeseen problem arising from ignoring the climate. Exactly. So this is paraphrased with unpredictable, unforeseen problem arising from the climate. Have a look. This is exactly in paragraph number. This is here seems entirely predictable and controllable. Skin that's an unexpected result when translated. So the information of this paragraph is in question number 4. Okay, we have got this answer here. Then question number 4 equals question number 4 equals DS. Okay. Now we have 2 questions remaining here and the rest of the questions here. We have not got this question area. Again, go and read in paragraph number E. The same is true in transport engineering, which uses models to predict and shape the way people move through the city. Again, these models are necessary, but they are built on a specific worldview in which certain forms of efficiency and safety are considered. Efficiency and safety are considered here, and other experiences of the city ignored. Design that seem logical in modules appear counterintuitive in the actual experience of their users. The guardrails that will be familiar to anyone who has attempted to cross the British Road, for example, where an engineering situation to pedestrian safety based on based on what I okay, based on models and priorities that smooth flow of the traffic, smooth flow of the traffic. On wide major roads, they often guide pedestrian to specific crossing points and slow down their progress across the road by using staggered access point to divide the crossing into two, one for each carriageway. In doing so, they make crossing feel longer, introducing psychological barriers, greatly impacting those that are least mobile and encouraging others to make a dangerous crossing to get around the guardrails. These barriers don't just make it harder to cross the road, they divide communities and uh, de- decrease opportunities for healthy transport. As a result, many are now being removed, causing disruption, cost, and waste. So the models to protect and shape the way people go through this is a bit lengthier, and let's see here in the question. Probably we may be getting the answers. Mention of the objective of both dance and engineering. Objective of dance and it's not given. So why some measures intended to help people are being reversed? So it talks about the measures. Have a look here in this paragraph. Why some measures intended to help people, because they are let's say they are just uh, guided up to the particular destination or the crossway, whatever. Okay, so the answer of the answer the answer for question number 5 is the answer of question number 5 is there in paragraph number question number 5 equals question number 5 equals E. Okay, people are helped here up to the particular destination. Okay, so we have come to this one. Guardrails were introduced on Britain roads to improve the. Yes, here is the question area. Britain. Did you see? They were introduced in Britain, British road and Britain. The guardrails here is the exact question area for the gap fill question. So the guardrails, they were introduced in, for example, were an engineering situation to pedestrian safety based on models that prioritize the smooth flow of traffic. Okay, the main purpose was the main purpose for introducing this was pedestrian safety, and another was smooth flow of the traffic. Okay, let's see whether the question is taken or not. So here, question number, please control this background sound. Okay, just be in muted form or be muted. Choose one word only from the passage for each answer. Okay, guardrails were introduced on British road to improve the safety. Here we got the answer, safety. Okay, SAFETY. There is pedestrian safety. 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 Pedestrian safety. We got the answer. Of pedestrians is it is here pedestrian safety of pedestrian and pedestrian safety paraphrased while ensuring that the movement of the smooth flow of traffic is not traffic. Here the answer is in question number 8 is smooth flow of traffic. Sorry, the smooth flow of traffic. So movement is paraphrased with the smooth flow, and the sorry, what's the answer is traffic. Let's write the answer here. Traffic. sorry, TRAFFIC, traffic. We got this answer, traffic. Pedestrians are led to the access point. They are led to the access point in the keyword and encouraged to cross one. Okay, only one, cross one at a time. At once they are expected or encouraged or suggested to cross one. Let's go to the question. And on the wide major roads, they often guide pedestrians to specific crossing point, their axis, and slow down their progress across the road by using staggered access point to divide the crossing into two, one for each carriageway. So the answer, another answer is carriageway. Question number 9. The question number 9 answer is carriageway. They are encouraged to cross only one carriageway. Okay. Here is the answer. CARRIAGEWAY. Is the spelling correct? Just we shall check it later. Okay. The answer is carriageway. So from this paragraph, okay, let's see. An unintended effect is to create psychological difficulties in crossing the road, particularly less. So the main one is particularly less. Let's see, either we get the answer in the same paragraph or in the another paragraph. Go back to the passage and follow. Yeah, it's here. In doing so, they make crossing feel longer, introducing psychological barriers. Exactly, this is psychological barrier. This
Mobile.
greatly impacting those that are the least mobile. Okay, they are particularly less mobile. MOBIL, mobile. We got the answer. We got the answer here for question number 10.
10.
This is MOBILE, mobile. Okay. Another reason is that some people cross the road in a. Okay. They cross road in a. People cross in a. Okay. Way. What is that way? Unique way. Let's see. Go in the question. Go in the passage. Okay. And encouraging others to make dangerous crossing. Others mean that is people to make dangerous crossing to get around the guardrails. Okay, they are least mobile and encouraging others mean people to make dangerous crossing. So the answer is here. Okay, the guardrails, sorry, the end result is that some people cross the road in a dangerous way. Yeah. So, please, no background sound. Dangerous. The answer is dangerous. Where the guardrails separate. Separate means they divide. Okay. They separate and make it more difficult to introduce forms of transport that are okay. Let's see here again in this paragraph. Encouraging and get around this guard. Okay, and the barriers don't just make it harder to cross the road, they divide communities. Separate means divide communities. The answer is communities. The answer is communities. Please write communities. The answer is, oh shit, what happens? Did you write the answer communities?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And let's, okay, and make it more difficult to introduce forms of transport that are, okay, let's go back to the question, that are, okay, as a result, okay, decrease communities that decrease opportunities for healthy transport, that are healthy. The answer is healthy. That are the forms of transport that are healthy. The answer is healthy. And another answer for each communities, okay? 12. Okay, we have got this question. One last question is remaining. One question from this text is remaining, that is mention of objective of both dance and engineering. Let's see. Objective of dance and engineering. Okay. If their designers had the tools to think that their bodies like dancers and imagine how these barriers would feel, other might have been a better solution. In order to bring about fundamental changes to the ways we use our cities, engineering will need to develop a richer understanding of why people move in certain, okay, this is objective, why people move. Okay, this is here. So what does it click? Have a look here. The obvious choice and why do people move. This talks about objective and how this movement affects them. Chronography manners seen an obvious choice of tackling this problem, and it shares with engineering the aim of exactly the objective. This is, we have got the answer, movement within the limitation of distance. So the answer for question number, the answer for question number 5 is A.
3.
Question number 5 equals E. So
3 equal.
So that is 3.
Sorry, 3. Okay, sorry. The answer for question number 3, objective, the 3 is E. We got this objective. So the question is, the first paragraph is done, both the dance and engineering. Okay. Let's check the answers, all right? We have done first paragraph and let's check the answers. So for the answers, I am going back. Let's see the answer here. Do you see the answers on the screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The answer for first question is B. I guess the answer is right. Question number 2, C. 3, F. We got the answer, objective. Question number 4, D. I guess this answer. 5E, 6A. We have got all correct, all right?
Yes, sir.
And safety, traffic, carriageway, mobile, dangerous, communities, and healthy. We have got 13 out of?
Dangerous. 13.
Okay. That's great. Okay. Now, so let's, so here we go. In this Question number 14, 15, 16, and 17, they are matching paragraphs. They are never in order. They are never in order. Then we need to choose the, let's say, match the information according to the paragraph, what the information is. And here, this is gap fill question, summary completion. And this question is 97 to 99%.
The screen share only then.
No screen share.
Yes.
मेरोमा त भइरहेछ त त्यो
मेरोमा छैन सर
त्यहाँ
Just see. Don't you see the screen?
छैन सर
Janani,
हजुर सर
no screen share.
यस सर
Sylvana, do you see the screen?
Yes, sir, I'm seeing. Janani, you can come again. Is there any problem?
Sylvana, can you help her?
No, she can leave and come again, sir.
Okay.
She did, right?
Okay. Go back to the question, and we have got matching paragraphs, 100% never in order, and another one is summary completion 97 to 99. Sometimes one or two questions, they are not in order. They are, let's say, knowingly or intentionally, let's say, set not in order. One question, for example, you get answer below, and the second answer you will get the step up like that. The examiner plays one trick here. We need to be very careful in summary completion. And the last one is matching features. We need to match the name. And let's see, it will not be quite difficult. Okay, here we go. Reading passage 2. You should spend about 20 minutes on questions 14 to 26, which are based on reading passage 2 below. Should we try to bring extinct species back to life? Is the question. Now look, is it possible to bring back to those extinct or let's say disappeared species back to their life? What does the writer say here? The passenger pigeon was a legendary species flying in vast numbers across North America with potentially many millions within a single flock. Their migration was once one of the nature's greatest do you see spectacles. Sadly, the passenger pigeon's existence came to an end. Okay, these came to an end. They disappeared, came to an end on 1st September 1940 when the last living specimen died at Cincinnati Zoo. Geneticist Ben Novak is here. Ben Novak led research on the ambitious project. He has one ambitious project which currently it aims to bring the bird back to life through a process known as de-extinction. This is new process, this is new plan. Okay. The basic premise involves using cloning technology to turn the DNA, okay, to turn the DNA and DNA of extinct animals into a fertilized embryo. They are planning to turn on the embryo to the fertilized embryo, which is carried by the nearest relative still in existence. And those animals who are nearest to them, they are still existing. This DNA is going to be tested. And this, in this case, the adult bent shell pigeon, before being born as a living, breathing animal, passenger pigeon are one of the pioneering species in this field, but they are far from the only ones on which this cutting edge technology being tried. So the central theme of this paragraph is that there is the new project, and the project is de-extinction, and they are trying to bring back the passenger pigeon. It has disappeared. Okay, and another step what they are doing is they are turning their DNA to their nearest relatives. These two meanings, or two, let's say, two different things, themes are here. Let's go to the question and read. We need to match this one. We need to match. So a reference to how further disappearance, there is no further disappearance of multiple species could be avoided. This paragraph doesn't talk about this multiple disappearance. It only talks about the passenger pigeon. Explanation of a way of reproducing an extinct animal. Exactly, they are here and using DNA of only that species. They are going to use DNA of that passenger pigeon. So the answer here we get, the answer here, the answer here we get, or we got the answer here. So answer for question number 15 is, question number 15 answer is A. Got the point? And read the two questions as well. Reference to the habitat which has suffered following the extinction of the species. There is nothing about the region that suffered from the extinction of the species. Mention of the exact point at which a particular species became extinct. Yes, the typical example is the pigeon one, okay? So here we get two answers. We get to answer question number 17. This information is in paragraph number A, and question number 15. Question number 15 is also in paragraph number A. So the information of question number 15 is also in paragraph number A. They are going to use this DNA, and the particular example is there. So we get two answers. All right, and go back, let's say go below to the other questions and see. There is no woolly mammoth revival project, nothing about woolly mammal and its revival. And there was the name Ben Novak. Okay, this Ben Novak, what he says, reintroduction and extinct species to its original habitat could improve the health of a particular species living. Nothing about the health, whatever. There is no information. It is important to concentrate on the causes of an extinct animal's extinction. A species brought back from extinction could have an important benefit. There is no information. The current efforts of preserving biodiversity are insufficient. So there is no, only name is there given or in the first paragraph Ben Nova, but no information is mentioned. Therefore, from the first paragraph, only two questions are taken. That are question number 15, question number uh, 15 and 17 or whatever. Okay, 15 and 17. So we have done paragraph number A and continue reading paragraph B. In Australia, the thylacine, more commonly known as the Tasmanian tiger, is another extinct creature which genetic scientists are striving to bring back. They are striving to bring back to this tiger. There is no carnivore now in Tasmania that fills the niche which thylacine once occupied. Explain, okay, Michelle Archer of the University of the New South Wales. He points, okay, this is the main information. What he points? He points out that the decree uh, he points out that in the decades since the thylacine went extinct, there has been a spread in a dangerously delay, mm, debilitating facial tumor syndrome, which threatens the existence of the Tasmanian devils. So it talks about the another species, and he points out that there is that in the decades since the thylacine went extinct, there has been a spread in dangerously debilitating or debilitating uh, facial tumor syndrome, which threatens the existence of the Tasmanian devils. The island's other notorious resident, thylacis, would have prevented this spread. Okay, if this thylacine did not, let's say, extinct, they would have prevented this spread because they would have killed significant numbers of Tasmanian devils. If that contagious cancer had popped up previously, it would have burned out in whether region is started. The return of thylacis to Tasmania could help to ensure the devils are never again subjected to risks of this kind. So, in this paragraph, the central theory is that this Tasmanian tiger is particularly known as thylacine. It disappeared. After the disappearance of this species, there has become another problem. So this problem has, or this situation has killed the Tasmanian devils. And what does the writer say? If thylacines or the Tasmanian tigers were there, there wouldn't be such problem in the text. Let's see. Go to the question and we get the answer, I guess. A reference to how further disappearance of multiple species would have avoided. There is nothing about the disappearance. Reference to the habitat which has suffered from the extinction of the species. A reference of the habitat that there is no clear information. It talks about another situation. There is nothing about holy mammoth revival. And let's go here. Michelle Archer, yes, what he says. Reintroducing an extinct species to its original habitat could improve the health of the particular species living there. Particular species reintroducing. There is no clear information again. Let's see. Reintroduction of the extinct, the thylacis, they disappeared, and there has come another problem, and it is somehow similar to reintroduction of an extinct species to its original habitat that could improve the health of the particular species. So this could help, yes, because there was the problem. This is in this paragraph or this text. Mm, what happened? Okay. So question number, this reintroduction, the writer says, or the Michelle Archer says that reintroduction of these animals would avoid this problem. Uh, question number 23. Question number 23 is B. Question number 23 is B. It completely says the same. And here we have been asked to write, you may use any letter more than once. It is important to consider on the causes of an animal's extinction. Nothing about the causes. A species brought back from extinction could have an important beneficial impact on the vegetation of the habitat. Yeah, it seems like that. Our current efforts at preserving biodiversity are insufficient. Question number 25 also, is it? No. Let's see. It seems somehow similar, but not quite sure. The species brought back from extinction could have an important beneficial impact on the vegetation of the habitat. It's not quite clear. So, this Michel Acker says reintroduction and extinct species to its original habitat could improve the health of a particular species living there. So, this is clearly given. Go back to the question. In 25 is still not sure. We shall be considering it later. Go to paragraph number C now and it. If extinct species can be brought back to life, can humanity begin to correct the damage it has caused to the natural world over the past few millennia? The idea of de-extinction is what we can reverse this process, bringing species that no longer exist back to life, says Beth. Okay, we have got another one, Beth Isperio, University of California, Santa Cruz. So what does she say? Um, the idea of de-extinction is that we can reverse this process. We can reverse this process, bringing species that no longer exist back to life, says Beth uh, Saprio of University of California, Santa Cruz uh, Genomics Institute. I don't think that we can do this. She is not sure. She has a doubt. There is no way to bring back something that is 100% identical to a species that went extinct a long time ago. Exactly ल्याउन चाहिँ गाह्रो छ भन्दैछ. A more practical approach for long extinct species is to take the DNA of existing species as a template, ready for the insertion of standards of extinct animal DNA to create something new, a hybrid based on the living species, but which looks another acts like animal died out. So this is not sure to bring back exactly what happened, okay? But some similar can be, she says. And we need to now we need to decide the answer. And here we have two answers. The reference to how further disappearance of multiple species could be avoided. Nothing about the measures she talks about. A reference to a habitat which has suffered from the extinction of the species. There is no information yet. So these questions are not given here. And holy mammothum, it is not here. We haven't got this question. But here we got this Beth Sparrow. It is important to consider on the causes of animal extinction. Does she talk about this? She talks about this, I guess. On the causes. A species brought back from extinction could have an important benefit. She doesn't talk about this. Our current effort at preserving biodiversity are not sufficient yet. She says exactly the same. And our steps are not quite sufficient. Now, question number 26 is C. And question number 24, it is important to concentrate on the causes of animal extinction. Yes, this is also exactly the same. So she talks about this, and we can use one letter more than once. Question number 24 is C. And we have one question to match here. Okay. The species brought back from extinction could have an important beneficial. We have not still got this information. Let's go back to the passage and read another paragraph. We have done this. And this complicated process and questionable outcome begs the question, what is the actual point of this technology? For us, the goal has always been replacing the extinct species with a suitable replacement, explains Novak. Novak comes again and says, what he says, look here, Novak, here is the information. When it comes to breeding, band trail pigeons scatter and make maybe 1 or 2 nests per hectares, whereas passenger pigeons were very social and would make 10,000 or more nests in 1 hectare. Since the disappearance, he says, of this key species, ecosystem of the uh, eastern US have suffered, and lack of the disturbance caused by thousands of passenger pigeons wrecking trees and branches means there has been minimal need uh, for regrowth. This left forest stagnant and therefore unwelcoming to the plants and animals, which able to help regenerate the forest after a disturbance. According to Novak, hybridized band trial pigeon with the added nesting habits of the passenger pigeon could, in theory, reestablish that forest disturbance, thereby creating a habitat necessary for a great many of the native species to thrive. So, reintroducing these species would greatly help to other species to living there. So here we get the information. We have the clear information here. Okay. A reference to how further disappearance of multiple species could be avoided. There is no a reference to habitat which has suffered from the extinction of the species. So the particular eastern US, the region it is suffering from here. This is the clear meaning. Question number 16 answer is in paragraph number. It is in paragraph number D. Question number 16 is in paragraph number D. Is in paragraph number D. Okay. Look here. We have one question remaining here. In Novak, here there is no Olemomathum revival project. Now here it says a species brought back from extinction could have an important beneficial impact on the vegetation of its habitat. So this is the clear information we get. Novak clearly says in paragraph number D this information. So question number 25. The question number 25 is A. Got the point? Remember, question number 27, sorry, 23, 24, 25, and 26. We have done 4 questions. We shall not come back to these questions. And here we have clear questions remaining. One question is question number 14. Continue reading paragraph number E. Another popular candidate of this technology is the Olemomathum. Okay. Candidate for this technology is the Olemomathum. We have exactly got this. Now, gap fill question begins from here. George, professor at Harvard Medical School and leader of the Olemomathum Revival Project. Olemomathum Revival Project is here. Has been focusing on cold resistance. The main way in which the extinct Olemomathum and its nearest living relative, the Asian elephant, differ by pointing which genetic traits made it possible for Momathum to survive the ice climate of the tundra. The project's goal is to return Momathums or a Momathum-like species to the area. So the Olemomathum project is trying to bring back this mammal, okay, or this species. Let's see the question here. We have been asked to write no more than 2 words for each passage for the answer. Holy Momentum Revival Project, Professor George Church and his team are trying to identify genetic traits which enable the momentum to live in the tundra. So here we get the answer genetic. See here, this is exactly said genetic traits, GENETIC TRAITS, right? Genetic traits. GENETIC, genetic TRAITS, genetic traits. The findings could help to preserve the mammoth's close relative and endangered Asian elephant. That's fine. According to Church, introducing Asian elephant to the tundra would involve certain physical adaptation to minimize. Minimize means to reduce or control. Minimize. Okay, what does it minimize? Let's see. Introducing Asian elephants to the tundra would involve certain physical adaptation to minimize. To survive in the tundra, the species would need to have the mammoth-like features, thicker hair, of the reduced size. What is reduced size? Leg or this are more? Okay. Now, here are the questions. In the same one, we guess. We read up to this area. My highest priority would be preserving the endangered Asian elephant, said Church, expanding their range to the huge ecosystem to the tundra. There is no information. Necessary adaptation. Now we got the adaptations. From here, the question is taken. Adaptation would include smaller ear, thicker hair, we get thicker hair, and extra insulating fat, all for the purpose of reducing heat loss in the tundra, and all traits found in this now extinct woolly mammoth. Okay, let's go to the question. There are much question answers. According to this, introducing Asian elephant to tundra would involve certain physical adaptation to minimize. What does it minimize? Minimize uh, purpose of reducing heat loss. So this is not in order. Okay, here smaller ears is there. Oh, to survive in the tundra, the species would need to have the momentum-like features of thicker hair, of a reduced size. What is reduced size here? Reducing heat, nothing heat. We got smaller ears. Smaller means reduced ears. Here answer is not in order. So this is a great trap. This is a trap. One question is not in order. Sorry. One question is not in order. So here question number 20 is reduce smaller. Question number 20 is EA EARS ears, and another one is reduce N or more. There is the question, and that was insulating fat or something after this. Insulating fat. Question number 23. Reduced ear is here. We have got the quite questionnaire. I am getting unnecessary notification, by the way. Let's see. The question is not in order, okay? Smaller ear, thicker hair, and extra insulating fat. More extra means more insulating fat. See the spelling insulating, INSULATING, insulating fat. Question number 21 is INSUL, sorry, INSULATING, insulating fat, and then this minimize heat loss. Heat loss, this is not in order. Look here, all for the purpose of reducing heat loss. Heat loss is not in order. So this is the great trap that the examiners, they always do one or two questions. Okay, so heat loss, heat loss. So these questions, question number 19, not in order, and then repopulating the tundra with mammothum or Asian elephant, mammothum hybrids would also have an impact on the environment, which could help to reduce temperature. One, to reduce temperature, and what is the another one? And decrease. What is there? Let's read back. Uh, this repopulation of the tundra and boreal forest of Eurasia and North America with large mammoth could also be useful factor in reducing carbon emissions. One is carbon emission, another one is temperature. Elephant sponge holes through snow and no knock down trees, which encourages grass growth. This grass would growth would reduce temperature and mitigate emission. Okay, emission or carbon emission is the same. You can write carbon emission or emissions. Both are the meaningful answers here. Question number 26, answer CARBON, carbon, EMISSIONS, carbon emissions or emissions only. Any answer can be correct. So we have one last question remaining in this one. So a reference to how further disappearance of multiple species could be avoided. There is nothing about preventive measures. While the prospect of bringing extinct mammal back to life might capture imaginations, it is of course far easier to try to save the existence. This talks about the last question, or let's say there is information. It talks about the measures. Okay, which merely threaten with existence. Many of the technologies that people have in mind when they think about de-extinction can be useful of the genetic reduces, and this is prefers to focus on the debate how the emerging technology could be used to fully understand the various species point actions of the last or first place. So this is information is in the paragraph number F. Question number 14, answer is question number 14, answer is in paragraph number what was the last paragraph? F. So we have done the questions. Okay. Now I am going to check the answers. Let's say we are going to check the answers. I'm getting problem here, trouble. So, hello and good afternoon to everyone in my channel. As this is the last reading passage from Cambridge book number 15, reading test number 2. We have solved reading passage 1 and 2, and this is the last passage that I am going to solve today, and I will be sharing with this through my YouTube channel. Hope this will be very useful to you. And at last we'll be, let's say, checking our answers. I would ask you to write the answers with me on your answer sheet or your copy and pencil, whatever. So reading passage 3, you should spend about 20 minutes on questions 27 to 40, which are based on reading passage 3 below. Having a laugh is the title. In the findings of psychological scientists reveal the importance of humor. So we have paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paragraphs. And here types of questions is multiple. The first type of question is multiple choice, and this multiple choice question is always 100% in order. We need to find out the area for this question number 27, then we shall search 28 below, 29 below, 20, 30 below, 31 below, like that. And this is capital question, especially summary completion. And this summary completion is in 97 to 99% in order of the text. So here, and this question is with options. These options are paraphrased. We need to find out their synonyms and choose the answers. Again, and another type of question is yes, no, not given. This yes, no, not given question is always 100% in order of the text. It means that we need to find out this area, Santa Cruz, then we need to find out this San Diego, then Australian National University study, and then Wang's conclusion. So these questions are 100% in order of the text. So in this passage, we have got three types of questions. Nirmala, I guess you are joining. Uh, let's solve the question. Put the numbers from 27 to 40, and we'll be solving the question together. When referring the laughter in the first paragraph, the writer emphasizes. Okay, what does the writer emphasize? Okay, let's start the reading test. Having a laugh, the findings of psychological scientists reveal the importance of humor. Humans start developing a sense of humor as early as 6 weeks old. When babies begin to laugh and smile in response to stimuli, laughter is universal across all human cultures and even exists in some form in rats, chimps, and bonobos. Like other human emotions and expressions, it is exactly taken here. Laughter and humor provide psychological scientists in resources for studying human psychology, ranging from the development of language to the neuroscience of social perception. So let's go to the question and decide the answer. When referring to laughter is in the first paragraph, the writer emphasizes the importance of language. There is nothing about language. Its function in human culture. It doesn't talk about the function of laughter in the human culture. Its value to scientific research. Exactly. This the this is the answer. The value of laughter in scientific research. So the answer for question number 27 is C. 27. Answer is C. Now, how did the writer suggest about Charlie Douglas? There is no question. And here the benefit of humor, the Australian National University. There is no Australian University. There is no Santa Cruz. So from the first paragraph, only one question is taken. Let's go back to the passage and solve the question again. Well, let's read. Theories focusing on the evolution of laughter point to it is an important adaptation for social communication. Take, for example, the recorded laughter in TV comedy show back in 1950. Back in 1950, U.S. Sound engineer Charlie Douglas hated dealing with the unpredictable laughter of live live audiences, so he started recording his own live tracks. He didn't like the less audience laughter. These were intended to help people at home feel like that they were in the social situation. The people, they would feel that they are in the real situation, such as a crowded theater. Douglas even recorded various types of laughter as well as a mixtures of laughter from men, women, and children. In doing so, he picked up on a quality of laughter that is now interesting researchers. A simple haha communicates a remarkable amount of socially relevant information. So this is, talks about the recorded laughter that takes people in the real situation. So let's go back. Okay, here what does the writer suggest about Charles Douglas? Okay, here the exact question area. He understood the importance of enjoying humor in a group. Yes, here exactly is this. In the real situation, they were in the crowd. There, this is the information. Let's keep reading. He believed that TV viewers at home needed to be told when to laugh. There is no information. He wanted his shows to appeal to audience across the social spectrum. No, he preferred shows where audience were pleasant in the recording studio. There is no, they were not. So the answer for question number 28 is A. Question number 28. The answer is uh, A. So from the second paragraph, we got the answer. Now, what makes the Santa Cruz study particularly significant? Let's say significant. Santa Cruz is not the word we have found. The Australian National University, no question taken from here, and Santa Cruz is coming. So we'll be dealing two questions from the another paragraph where Santa Cruz comes. So we have read two paragraphs so far. Let's continue reading. In one study conducted in 2016, samples of laughter from pairs of English-speaking students were recorded at the University of California, Santa Cruz. Exactly, this is the question area. A team made up of more than 30 psychological scientists, anthropologists, and biologists then played these recordings to listeners from 24 diverse societies, from indigenous tribes in New uh, Guinea to city dwellers in India and Europe. Participants were asked whether they thought the people laughing were friends or strangers. On average, the results were remarkably consistent. The answers were almost the same. Worldwide, people's guesses were correct approximately 60% of the time. So let's go. Here, Santa Cruz. While we solving the question here, what makes Santa Cruz study particularly significant? This study includes the number of participants from many societies. Let's see the various different types of laughter that were studied. Uh, various different types of laughter they were studied. Nothing about study. Similar results produced by exactly because 60% of the people they get the same answer. So the answer for question number 29 is 29. The answer for 29 equals B. So because 60% of the participants they gave the same answer. The number of different academic disciplines, nothing about this. Many kinds of people whose laughter were recorded, nothing about that. This talks about this. Okay, then let's talk about this San Diego. There is nothing about San Diego here in this paragraph. Okay, San Diego, but we'll be going back to this question where Santa Cruz. There is no Australian university. And here, participants in the Santa Cruz study were more accurate at identifying the laughs of friends than those of strangers. Participants in the Santa Cruz study were more accurate in identifying. It doesn't talk about this identifying. labs of the one. Okay, the no clear information is taken. Okay, we'll be deciding this later. Maybe the answer is in another paragraph. Go back and continue reading. So, team of these psychological scientists, anthropologists, biologists then played these recordings to listeners from these universities, from indigenous tribes to New Guinea or city dwellers in the India, Europe. Participants were there, thought people laughing were friends or strangers. On average, the results were remarkably consistent. Okay, there is no comparison given here. I guess the answer is not given. They were not accurate. Let's see. The participants in the Santa Cruz study were more accurate at identifying the labs of the French than those of. There is no comparison made, so there is this answer is not given. This is not given. We'll be checking answers later. So this question number 27 is done. Okay, let's keep reading the paragraph as usual. Researchers have also found different types of labs serve as codes to complex human social hierarchies. Our team led by the Christopher Obius from the University of California, San Diego. So there is the word San Diego. We'll be solving question from this multiple question, okay? Found that high status individuals had different labs from low status. Okay, individuals, high people in the high status would lab differently than the low, and that strangers' judgment of the individual social status were influenced by the dominant or submissive quality of their laughter. In their study, 48 males college students were randomly assigned. 48 they were given these tasks. Groups of assigned to groups of four, with each group composed of two low status members who had just joined their college fraternity group, and two high status members, older students who had been active in the fraternity for at least 2 years. Laughter were recorded as each students took a turn it being tested by the others, involving in the use of medley insulting nicknames. Analysis revealed that, as expected, high status individuals produce more dominant labs than the fewer submissive labs. Uh, Submissive labs relative to the low status individuals. Meanwhile, low status individuals were more likely to change their status. They were found changing their status based on their position or power. That is, the newspaper produced more dominant labs when they were in the powerful role of the teachers. Dominant laughter was higher in pitch, louder, and more variable in the tone than submissive laughter. Okay, go back to the question. Probably okay. San Diego, some participants became very upset. Nothing about upset. Participant extend the role because the submissive they change the role. So this answer is exactly the paragraph B. Let's say this answer is very clear. Participants who are not met before become friends. Nothing. Participants who are unable to laugh now. So the answer for question number 30 is B. Okay. In the fifth paragraph, we have not read this fifth paragraph, but here Australian National University now. Okay, the researchers in the San Diego study were correct in their predictions regarding the behavior of the high status individuals. The researchers in the San Diego study were correct in their predictions regarding the behavior of the high status individuals. The controlling idea, were they correct? The correct in the party predictions regarding the behavior of the high status individuals. San Diego, they were correct in their prediction regarding the behavior of the high status individuals. Okay. Did they get the same one or need to one? Analysis revealed that the expected high status individuals produce more dominant labs. Exactly, yes, this is S. So the answer of question number, the answer for question number 30 is S, because they had the same anticipation and the high status people lab the same. Okay, the participant in the Australian National University here National University, Australian National University. So we'll be coming to the another paragraph and reading this one. Okay, a random group of volunteers then listen to an equal number of dominant and submissive labs from both the high and low status individuals and were asked to estimate the social status. They're asked, okay, the social status of the latter. Uh, in line with predictions, laptops were dominant. Laptops producing dominant labs were perceived to be significantly higher in status than laptops producing submissive labs. This was particularly true for low status individuals who were rated as significantly higher in status when displaying dominant versus submissive labs. Orbis and colleagues note, thus, by strategically displaying more dominant laptops than the context allows, low status individuals may achieve higher status in the eyes of others. However, the high status dominants were rated as however, high status individuals were rated as high status whether they produce their natural dominant lab or try to do submissive one. Okay, let's go in the fifth paragraph. In the fifth paragraph, what did the result of the San Diego study suggest? It is clear whether a dominant lab is produced by a high or low status person. No, it was clearly identified produced by high or low. There is no one, no clear information. Low status individuals in a position of power will still produce submissive. No, they change their tune. The submissive labs of low and high status individuals were surprisingly similar, nothing about similar. High status individuals can always be identified, yes, because they got the same one. High status individuals can always be identified by their way of labs. So the answer for question number 31 is exactly D. The results or everything says the same. Okay, moving on. Here we didn't get the National University, Australian National University. Only talking about this. The participant in Australian, nothing about Australian. Okay, we'll be solving like this. Okay. Now, another study conducted by the David uh, Cheng and Lu Wang of Australian National University, they were the researchers, was based on the hypothesis that humor might provide a respite from tedious situation in the workplace. This mental break might facilitate re, replacement of mental resources. Maybe the pronunciation is different. Okay, I'm just getting the information. To test this theory, the researchers recruited 74 business students, essentially for an experiment on perception. First, the students performed the tedious tasks in which they had to cross out many uh, instances of the letter E over 2 pages of text. The students then were randomly assigned. They were randomly assigned to watch videos, clip, eliciting means amusing, either humor, contentment, or natural feelings. Some was the clip of the BBC comedy by Mr. Bean, others on relaxing skin with the dolphins swimming in the ocean, and others factual video about the management profession. Okay, let's go to the question. We have done all these multiple questions here. The Australian one, the Australian National University randomly chosen group of participants were shown on of these 3 videos is each designed to generate a different kind of did they produce different kind of Test these theory researchers this one and perception for the students perform the tedious tasks, and they had to cross out every instance of the letter E over 2 pages of the text. The students then were randomly assigned to watch the video clip uh, uh, eliciting their humor, contentment, or natural feelings. Some was a clip of BBC comedy and Mr. Bean, other relaxing skin without skin with dolphin swimming in the ocean, and others actual video about the management of profession. The student then completed a task requiring persistence in which they were asked to guess the potential performance of the employee based on the provided profiles, and were told that making 10 correct assignments in the row would lead to a win. However, the software was programmed such that it was nearly impossible to achieve 10 consecutive correct answers. Participants were allowed to quit the task at any point. Students who had watched the Mr. Bean video ended up spending significantly more time working on the task, making twice as many predictions as the other two groups. Okay, so here let's see. Uh, in one study at the university, Australian National University, randomly chosen groups of participants were shown one of the three videos. Each designed to generate a different kind of emotion. Different kind of emotion. They had the same kind. Okay, they had different kind of emotions. Therefore, the answer is F here. Question number 23. Answer is uh, F. Question number 23, answer is F. Please keep writing on your copy. When all participants were then given a deliberately frustrating task to, it was found that those who had watched all the other video persisted. They were watching the eliciting videos here. It means it was here. They performed the tedious tasks and they had crossed out the instance, and later, the students then were randomly assigned to watch the video clip. Eliciting means amusing, or let's say, what is the word? Okay, here is amusing. That's eliciting means exactly amusing video. So the answer for question number 33 is S. There is eliciting and amusing. A second study, okay, let's see here another question. The participants in the Australian National University study were given a fixed amount of time to complete the task on focusing on the employee profiles. Were they given the fixed amount of time? Let's see the time, okay, it's quite difficult. Were they given the same amount of time? Okay, complicated. Okay, the students then completed a task requiring persistence in which they were asked to guess the potential performance of the employee based on provided profiles. Were told that making 10 correct answers in the row would add to the win. However, the software was programmed such that it was nearly impossible to achieve 10 consecutive correct answers. Participants were allowed to quit the task at any point. They were not given the particular time. They could leave if it was boring or like that. So the answer here is false, or let's say this is not false, this is no. What have I written here? Maybe I guess I have written as no. Okay, yeah, this is S. Sorry. They were not given the actual time they were asked. So the answer is no. This contradicts with the information in the passage. Go to the last paragraph and solve the question, the remaining one. The second study is there in the Gapel question. Okay. Cheng and Wang then replicated these results in the second study. Exactly, this is the question area during which they had participants complete long multiple questions by hand. Okay, they were asked to complete the very complicated job. A second study in which participants were asked to perform a particularly very long text produced similar results. It was long, it was boring. Okay, long means here the paraphrase is boring. So the answer is C. Just keep going. We shall be reading here. Again, participants who watch the humorous videos spend significantly more time working on these tedious tasks and completed more questions correctly than did the students in either of the other groups. Okay, let's see here. We get the answer or not. Question is taken. Tasks, okay. According to the research, David uh, Cheng and Lu Wang, these findings suggest that humor not only reduces, nothing about the result, there is no question taken. Let's read. Although humor has been found to help relieve stress and facilitate social relationships, this traditional view of performance implies that individuals should avoid things such as humor. Okay, they may avoid humor like that, such as humor that may distract them from the accomplishment of task goals. Cheng and Wang conclude, we suggest that humor is not only enjoyable but also importantly uh, energizing. Okay, let's see here the information. Findings suggest that humor is not only reduces anxiety. Okay, here anxiety means the board like that. The answer is D, anxiety. Answer is D here. And help to build social connection, but it may also have a effect on the body and mind. Have a stimulating, not relaxing. Stimulating is the correct word here. Stimulating means okay. Stimulating is paraphrased. Yes. It's here. The exactly meaning is it is energizing. Energizing means it is stimulating. So the answer is stimulating. Okay, sorry. The answer is stimulating. Question number 36, answer is E, because that is energizing. Energizing means stimulating. And decide the last answer here. We have one question. And Cheng and Wang's conclusions were in line with established notions regarding task performance. No, they were different because this positive and negative. The answer is no. The answer is no. So we have done the question. Okay, now let's go and check the answers. We solved the reading test 2 from Cambridge book number 15, all three passages. Let's keep, you might have written in your answer sheet or copy. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure, I have to go back, this and that. Okay, so I'm sure. Not given? Yes, no, no. I guess we have got all answers. Question number 27. C. Okay, just I am now comparing the answers. Let me take the photo of this answer sheet and I'll be matching with the answers. You might have not checked the answer of question number 2 as well in the video. Please, here is a answer sheet and just pause it or check it. Okay, I'm going back to the uh, answers that we have decided. Uh, Here are the answers. Okay, I'm just going to match my answers. Question number 27. Answer is C. That is correct. Question number 28. Answer is A. Correct. Question number 29. Answer is B. Correct. Question number 30, answer is B, correct. Question number 31, answer is D, correct. Okay, so the question number 32, answer is F. Question number 33, answer is H. Question number 35 answer is C. Question number 35 answer is D. Question number 36 answer is E. Question number 37 answer is not given. Pretty fine. We get the answer. Okay. Sorry, what's wrong? Question number 38 answer is S. Question number 39 answer is no. And question number 40 answer is no. So we got all correct answers. And that's really amazing. We got all 40 out of 40 because we had all answers from this paragraph number B. We got 13 out of 13, and from paragraph number A we got 13 out of 13. So we have got all answers correct in this text, and our score is really very high. Hope this video has been so useful to you. If you find my video is useful, please share, subscribe, comment, okay, and give me the feedback. I'll be uploading more and more videos, and today I'm going to stop the test hereby. Thank you, have a good day, and have a great preparation time. Thank you.